At one point in your life, you might realize you're not that good at your job. For one reason or another, the results that you desire are not being achieved. Not much progress is being made daily, you're getting complaints from your coworkers, or your coworkers just leave you out of important projects. What could possibly be the reason for this, though? To answer this question, you've got to go back to square one and slowly, carefully try to figure out the root of your problems. By figuring out why things are not going well, you will know what to avoid, and in the long run, you can gain the desired result. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Number 1. You're not communicating properly. Do you just keep mute during meetings, even though you have a lot to say, ignore what your coworkers say, or perhaps tend to ghost at different times? Your communication comes a long way to succeed in your workplace. If you're getting used to not listening or talking to your coworkers or boss at your workplace, it's important to correct that. You're supposed to share ideas at your workplace and be open to criticism and not go MIA by always keeping communication open with your coworkers. Number 2, you do not take responsibility for your actions. Have a lot of issues come up at work and you just felt like it wasn't your fault? To be able to work productively, you need to be able to take responsibility for all of your activities. If everyone fails to take responsibility for their actions, the workplace is as good as dead. If a task was assigned to you and you botched it, the first step would be for you to take action and own up to your mistakes. Taking responsibility helps you develop a better environment for improvement in the future. It builds your character and mind, so the next time you feel the need not to be blamed for a project you failed on, you should step up and claim responsibility for it. Number 3, procrastination. Are you one of the many people that leave your work pending until the last moment before rushing into it? Well, slow and steady is what wins the race. Procrastinating takes away the chance to properly look into your work. Working with ample time creates space for you to properly research ways to embark on your projects. You see more mistakes, and you can look at alternative ways and choose which is the best. Procrastinating doesn't allow for the precise and adequate process of doing your work, and so your work ends up rushed, and you end up not doing so well. So try your best to stop procrastinating and watch as your work gets better. Number 4, lack of passion. For one reason or another, you found yourself in a workplace that you didn't want to be in. Believe it or not, your mind affects your efficiency. The way you feel about a thing affects your behavior toward it. Not having a passion for your work leads you to not putting in all your effort. To avoid you slacking off because you're not enthusiastic about your work, you should cultivate in yourself a better attitude. Focus on the positive parts of your job and develop a more positive attitude toward it. Sometimes you might need to take a big step and quit your job to work in a sector that you do feel more passionate about. Whatever you do, cultivating the right attitude towards your work, in turn, will help you to become better at your work. Number 5, you're overworking. Have you ever just worked continuously without rest, trying to meet up with deadlines? As much as deadlines are important, they're not as important as your health. Working at your maximum capacity can be really good in your workplace, but overworking can be costly to you, an individual. Have you ever noticed that when you work while tired, the quality of your work decreases? Well, in between your work, you need to take a break, breathe, meditate, and remain calm. Adequate rest refreshes your mind, which brings new ideas and new ways of tackling your work problems. In a bid to get better at your work, you might just need to take some time to rest more, eat better, and stay hydrated. Number 6, you're not a team worker. Do you consider yourself a lone wolf? Do you think that work would be better done if you could do it alone to avoid mistakes? Well, as admirable as taking up all the burden of work on yourself is, it's an unhealthy habit that makes you bad at the work you do. Work involves the joint effort of you and your coworkers or employees. Without other people joining hands, your work would be unable to reach its potential. It's important to share ideas and rub minds together. It's beneficial that you help others at your workplace too, and give credit where credit is due. To get better at work, you have to cultivate the attitude of working together as a team, because team workers experience far more success at work. Number 7, you are not upgrading. You should be open to deviating from normal ways of doing things. It helps to be open to exploring other options. Go seek out other ways of tackling your work problems. You should be willing to try new ideas among other things. Try to be a little bit liberal in the way you do things and take a different approach. The world is actively changing with a lot of technological advancements, and you being able to utilize them for your use goes a long way. So try out method A or method B, or mix both A and B together if you want. Try to embrace civilization. Don't be stuck in a fossil. Number 8, you are not punctual. Do you find you're often late to submit your work? Does it take you a lot of time to get to work? You need to be time conscious to be able to work at maximum capacity. When you're late to work, your coworkers have less trust in you. Caring about your time is also caring about the time of others. You should be able to plan out your time so you have enough to get your work done and rest properly. Your punctuality breeds the trust of your coworkers. You'll get more trust and responsibility and many other advantages that comes from being a punctual individual. Number 9, inattentiveness. Have you ever been told to do something in a particular way and you decide to do it in your own way? Well, every workplace has a way of doing things, and these methods are what keeps the workplace together. Your workplace has a cultural structure ranging from dress code, manner of speech, and every little thing that matters. You have to follow the directions you're given at work. Don't disregard the protocols that are put in place. You should follow them precisely, unless it's like an HR problem. In cases where you want to try out a new method, you should at least inform your superiors before doing that. In this light, it's important to know that being attentive to instructions and protocols, among other things, will help you to be better at your work. Number 10, you're being kinda lazy. Have you ever been given work and you do it kinda haphazardly? Sometimes the problem at work stems from you just not being willing to do work that needs to be done. You should be taking action here, Aluxer. It's important to do every little piece of work that you're given to your full potential. Do not take shortcuts. Work should be done as well as possible. Do proper research, check over your work, and run it through the right channels as well. When work is done the right way, one becomes good at the work they do. Number 11. You create too many excuses. Do you often find reasons to not do things? Sorry, I'm busy this weekend. Oh, sorry, I misplaced my phone for a while. Actually, I didn't get everything finished because I didn't feel up to it. Well, creating excuses can be ignored, but if your excuses are given more often than usual, it can create a lot of problems in your working environment. You need to take responsibility at certain times. Instead of creating excuses for your failure and shortcomings, you should learn from your mistakes. Learning to stop yourself from making excuses and instead look for ways to correct your problems at work builds a far better working attitude and makes you better at your job. Number 12, lack of confidence. Do you often get scared to give your opinion or idea regarding a workload? Do you get scared of being ignored? When work is given at work, your ideas are encouraged to be given. Don't base your work on the opinions of others or your past failures. You should know that there's nothing wrong with being wrong. Don't be afraid of being wrong. We learn from our mistakes. Next time an idea is brought up during work, share your ideas and thoughts about them and give your criticism and solutions to them. This, in turn, will encourage you to get better at work. Number 13. Overconfidence. As much as confidence is encouraged in a workplace, too much confidence becomes arrogance, and that becomes a problem in the long run. You should go to others for help in the workplace. How can you improve this? How do you make this better? Don't believe that you're not capable of making mistakes. Try your best not to overestimate your abilities. It's better than doing a bad job. You are not perfect, and your work cannot be perfect because perfect isn't real. Consulting other people and acknowledging your mistakes will help you to become better at work. Number 14. Inadequate resources or education. Sometimes the reasons you're not doing well at work can be as simple as not being truly equipped for the job. The various resources to work at maximum capacity might not be available. Sometimes the experience needed to work at a place isn't available to you yet. The level of experience is not available. In this type of situation, it's important to learn more about the work being done. Get another degree or certificate. Gather experience by working some overtime. Don't give up. It's important to always be open to improvement. And number 15, negativity in the workplace. The atmosphere of your workplace plays an important role in deciding how well work is done. Do you often feel discouraged from doing better at your job? Do you find yourself working in a negative environment? Well, working in such places discourages you with the presence of a lot of conflict, bullying, and gossiping. Why not try to tackle those things and make yourself and others better at work? Try to resolve conflicts, addressing gossip, and spread positive language. You should endeavor to maintain space from negative employees. This is bound to lift your spirits and make you perform better on the job. Hey Luxer, it's not easy to recognize how bad you're doing at work, but admitting this and becoming aware of your flaws is a stepping stone to being better. Invest in yourself, look back at your mistakes, and work on them. This method will guarantee that you'll thrive better in your various work spheres. Alright, Luxer, if you were able to make it to the end, we'd love to hear from you about what has the most effect on your performance at work. And while you're at it, why not check out another video that we've made called How to Unleash Your Full Potential. Oh, and don't forget to like this video if you found it valuable, and hit that subscribe button to never miss another upload. We'll see you tomorrow.